The first moments of school should be a moments of silence in which the child can think, get oriented. Why am I here? What am I supposed to accomplish? What is the purpose of life? The news lately has been quite shocking. And that's significant because there have been so many shocking things in the news. You would think that we're beyond being shocked. But what happened in Texas, the shooting at the school, shocked us all over again. It touched something deeper than we've been touched before. Maybe because the shooter expressed himself in his messages online. We got a little bit of an insight into the brain of a shooter, and it was shocking. Killed his grandmother for no reason. He liked his grandmother. She was the best part of his life. Shocking. What we're seeing is literally a living out or acting out of a video game. It's literally a game. The objective in the game is to kill as many people as possible in the shortest time as possible. So he killed his grandmother because he needed the numbers, nothing personal. The video games, which the experts say do not corrupt children and don't bring to violence, this was a video game acted out in real life. Would it be going too far to suggest that in this guy's mind, he could push reset button and those same people will come back to life and he'll shoot them again? He may be legitimately out of touch with reality, because that's what a video game does. We've always known they're bad. We've always known they're terribly corruptive and desensitizing and dehumanizing. But the experts said it wasn't so. It is. It is. It is so scary. And what is the solution? No more guns? More police? The gun is not the enemy. Murder is the enemy. It's not that people feel entitled to have guns. It's that people feel entitled to murder. Yes, entitled to murder. See, in the olden days, if you were really beside yourself, if you were really driven by anger, resentment, threat, fear, you might resort to violence. But what we're seeing now is not a desperate need for violent action. We're seeing people who feel entitled to murder for no particular reason. That's what's so scary. So what is the solution? Get rid of guns? People killed before there were guns. It's the murder. That's the enemy. How do we get rid of murder? You know, like thou shalt not. These shooters, all of them, ask them if they know the Ten Commandments. They do not. In fact, they don't know what the Ten Commandments are, never mind listing the commandments themselves. What are the Ten Commandments? Where was that, a movie? You know, even people who study Bible have a hard time enumerating the Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not murder. Is that something children are taught? Is that something they hear? Is that something they're aware of? Other than in comedy? If we want to attack the enemy, we have to attack murder itself. The only way to do that is by making people aware that there is a creator who cares. There's a creator who takes his creation seriously. And he sees and he hears everything that goes on. So whether there's a policeman next door or not, God cares. Makes a difference to him. And if he cares, then there are consequences. When we do things that please him, the world is in better shape. The individual is in better shape. When we do things that God disapproves of, that displeases him, those blessings are missing. So there's an account. Eventually, everyone has to give an account, whether it's on earth or in heaven, but it will not go unnoticed. If you drive out into the countryside and you see a vegetable stand on a farm, and there's a sign that says how much each of the vegetables cost, and there's a can in which you put the money when you take the vegetable, and there's nobody there watching. There's no camera. People stop, they take a cucumber, they put a quarter into the box and into the can, and they drive off. Why do they do that? Why don't they just help themselves to a vegetable? Why don't they help themselves to the money in the can? Because they know that there's a God. That there is an absolute value, not a circumstantial one. So even when no one is watching, right is right, wrong is wrong, and you don't mess. That's what belief in God is all about. Regardless of what your theology is. The solution is to make murder bad again. And the only way to do that is by introducing values. Values means if it's wrong, you don't do it, even though there might not be any consequence. The best way to do that is by starting the day with a holy thought, a thoughtful thought, a meaningful thought. Start your day with a simple question. Who am I? Why am I here? What am I going to do today? Any one of those questions. Children should do this regularly. In school, the first moments of school should be a moments of silence in which the child can think, get oriented. Why am I here? What am I supposed to accomplish? What is the purpose of life? It doesn't have to be profound and deep. It just has to be real. I'm here. What am I doing? Why? That can change the entire day. It can change the entire person, the entire life. Because a moment of goodness, a moment of reality, is much more powerful than a day full of foolishness. So if you have any influence at all in the school board, the teachers, the principals, make a phone call. Suggest that of all the hours that children spend in school, they can certainly afford to take 1 minute or a few minutes to just close their eyes and think. Think. It's a talent we're quickly losing. Think for a minute. And what should you think? Ask your parents, not the teachers. Teachers were never allowed to impose their values on the students. And that's a good idea. Parents should take the responsibility. You send your kid off to school in the morning, tell them something they can think during that moment of silence. It'll change the school, it'll change the child, it'll change the teachers. And it will engage the parents in the moral education of their children. It's all win-win. There's no downside at all. Doesn't cost anything, doesn't interrupt anybody's life. And that is the nature of goodness. It's possible everywhere, all the time, without cost, without conditions. Nothing has to change for people to become better, other than the goodness itself. So take it seriously. Call the school, call the principal, call the Board of Education, and just say you would like to make a suggestion. Not only will it make education more effective, it'll save lives. If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic, and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there is a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it. I want to invite you to join us as VIPs, partners in our work, and join us also for a personal chat with other members of the VIP club. We talk about many things. There's an opportunity to ask, to respond, to make a comment, to meet the other supporters. And together we can really make a difference in Jewish life and in life in general. So join us. It's goodtoknow.org. Log in, call, make contact, and join us with the VIPs.